Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models, and this is a quick, hopefully, video for updates and modifications to the DeAgostini Build Your Own X-Wing. Now, the one thing that I'm going to feature on this time is the lasers, the laser cannons. This is the stock version as it comes, which I'll turn the light out, you can see a little bit clearer. You get the little red laser light thing coming out the little plastic cover over the end, but there's some light leakage down here and in the middle, which isn't that apparent under the lights, but trust me, it's there. So that is what I'm going to be addressing today. Now, the way I'm going to address it, let me unplug the power from that and get rid of that one, is how I have already done on this one. Now, this is one of the later guns to come through, which I just noticed isn't quite straight. But anyway, now if I plug that into the power, there we go, you get a brighter end result, and no leakage at all in the middle there, and it all just looks neater and nicer. Now, the way I've done that, that's what I'm going to be showing you now. I have an intermediate stage, because I've got 3 guns, so I thought I'd use all 3 in the video. This is the intermediate stage. Now, obviously, we're still building the 3rd wing as we are at the moment. I've just filmed episode 45 rather, episode 45, which is building the 3rd wing. So we haven't attached the power source to the 3rd one, that's why I've still got it loose. This is the 2nd one, which is still attached. Now, this one is halfway done. What I have done, as you can see at the end there, hopefully, let me turn the light back on, there we go, there is a little bit of cable sticking out the end there. Now, that's the interesting bit. What I did was got some cable. Now, this is a 2.2mm, what do they call it, a Toslink, T-O-S-L-I-N-K. It's used for digital audio. So it's a fibre optic cable that is coated and obviously has one of these plugs on either end. You don't need the plug. What you do need is a length of the cable. Now, these are the stock fibre optic cable, which does the job, but as you can tell, there's a lot of light leakage from the edges because you get it from the edges. So what I'm going to do is cut off a length a bit longer than stock. There we go, I don't need any of that, that's not going to be of any use to me anyway. But yeah, I got a 5 metre, I believe, cable. I actually got 2 of them, so I've got a spare, which I'm going to need for the 4th gun anyway, because I've used up all of this trying to experiment and get it all working. So this is exactly the same as this, but better. It's a stiffer cable. This is very, very floppy and loose. This is a lot sturdier. Unfortunately, it does have this curve to it, which you can maybe get rid of if you were to put it under tension the other way and leave it there for a while. But you've got to treat them gently, because this is basically just rubber. You can almost do what you like with this. This one is a bit more professional. Obviously, it's used to carry data down its length. So yeah, let me give you an indication of just how good it is. If I put these next to an LED on my light strip there, they're both together at this end and together at this end, or give or take, because they're slightly different lengths. Let me put these under the camera and you can see the difference between them as they come across LEDs on my strip here. So yeah, you can see one of them is lighting up a lot, one of them lighting up very dimly, a little bit maybe. So that's the intention. Now, the way I'm going to do this, I'll get the bits together and show you exactly how I did it. Right, this is the intermediate stage gun, just taking it apart to show you. This fits just through here. It's a tight fit, but that's a good thing. So what I've done, obviously cut off the length a little bit too long. So with that there, you get enough coming out down here. I've lost the other end of it. It was there. There it is. That's strange. For some reason that seems to be too short now. I cut it and then made it too long. So let's start right at the very beginning, shall we? That's what I've got. That's what I need. So we'll start again. this needs to go all the way through. Now you might have to take the tube apart to get it all the way through, and they do actually say on the build instructions not to glue this part on yet, because you will need to adjust the rotational angle of it. So get it through, get it all the way through. As I say, this is the bit that's a tight fit. There we go. So that goes all the way out at the end there. Then you get that through there, and then this goes through there as well. Now it's important that you have a little bit of that sticking out the end there, because it's curved, it won't sit right in the middle, as you can see it there sitting off to one side slightly. You need that to thread into the middle of that, and you've got no other way of doing it other than it being slightly too long. So what you do is get that in there first, like that, and then you can line everything else up, get that connected, get your two side tubes lined up and pushed in as well, just like that. So that end's all okay, that end's all okay, that end will still rotate but it's in the right place. And then just make sure that that is as far down as it goes, which it is, so that's okay. Now comes the tricky important bit. You need to make the end of that look like the end of that. So you can just about see there's still cable there. Now the way I did this, your way may differ. You need about that much, I found out, sticking out the end, and that's going to be sticking out the end of that. So what I'm going to do is go to about where I need it to be and just cut the whole end of that piece off. Don't need that at all. This is the bit that's going to light up. Now what I did is I was using these side cutters, but you can use anything you like. What you need to do is basically remove the outer casing. Let me show you on this. This is the easier way of doing it. If you cut it, obviously you're just going to cut it and you're going to end up shortening it. We don't want to shorten it. You want to cut just the casing off. So either cut just at the edges. Let me try and zoom in and show you what I'm doing there. Just cut the edge and then rotate it around and cut an edge. And just keep going around. Obviously it's harder to do when it's attached to the entire wing, which is why I'm doing this one for you here and there. You can, if you're careful, go all the way across and just cut down a little bit. It does the same thing. Just slowly, slowly. Now you could, in theory, do it with a knife or a pair of wire cutters if you've got wire cutters. But remember that the interior of this isn't wire. It is like the plastic, like glass fibre type thing. So when you get it through enough, you should be able to pull off the outside casing like that and leave just the inner, if I can do it on camera, I forgot I was zoomed in, just the inner tube, which will be sticking out of the end of the gun. If I can move the whole thing like that, like it was on the other one, like I showed you earlier. Now I'm going to need to cut this one off, which I can't do on camera very easily because it involves lots of, as you can see with that, turning around and twiddling and things. But once you've got that down to where you need it to be, once you've got it like that, then comes the interesting bit, which again I can't show you because it needs heat, an oven, a flame. What I did was heat it up on a gas stove. Basically any flat surface you like. I used a large size screwdriver. So if you basically heat up, imagine this was, careful of the sharp end, if that was the flat of the screwdriver, hold away from that obviously, hold that under the flame so it's heating up. Once you get that quite hot, literally just push that onto it and that creates a little end piece. I'll go and do it on this and show you. I'll be right back. I'll show you this when I've done it. Right, there you go. I'll zoom in again on that. Now that gives you the flat edge piece around the edge, obviously a flat on the top as well. Depending on how much you had sticking out and how hard you push it, depends on how big that ring is going to be. If you want it larger, obviously use a bit more sticking out and be slower and more careful getting that flattened. But that's what you want to do. That's what I wanted to do, and that gives you that side wall that lights up as well as obviously the end piece. And if you get it just the right thickness, it won't fall through into the tube itself. So that is basically that. Means you don't need to worry about, let me grab the other one again, the plastic cap that's on the original ones, that little bit that was always a problem and getting lost. So you don't need to worry about that. You can remove that and you'll be fitting it with a better, lighter, brighter tube with a bit on the end that's almost exactly the same. You can make it exactly the same if you want it to be, but you don't need to worry about the loose piece anymore. So that was that. Hopefully that's given you an idea as to, I say, what I'm doing and how you can do it if you want to. If not, I say the stock is fine. You do need to do, again, I say need. You don't need to do anything. To make it better, you might want to do some light masking, both at the tip, which at the tip of that is going to be a bit of a pain. In the middle is going to be a bit of a pain as well. So why not use a tube that's already light masked? You put light in one end, it comes out the other end. That's exactly what you want. You don't really want one that you put light in one end, some of it leaks out all the way along and shines through the plastic, and a little bit comes out the other end. You want the tips to be the big brighty thing. So yeah, optical cable, 2.2mm. You can get away with a little bit thinner. You really can't get away with any thicker. This is almost exactly this. I didn't actually measure the old ones, but I sort of eyeballed it, and they're almost exactly the same diameter, and they fit obviously into each end just as they should. So that's the intention for that. I've got 3 guns. I've done 1, obviously I've done 2 almost now, so I'll go and do the other one and prep the cable for the 4th one as well. So when that gets assembled, it's easy to slip that in instead of having to worry about making it then. So that's it for now. All of the videos for this month have already been done and shown. So we've got a little while to wait, 4 or 5 weeks, until the next delivery of X-Ring comes along. Although there are other things that I'm building along, so keep an eye on the channel. Hope you're staying safe and keeping yourself occupied. Other than that, stay safe, have fun, and see you soon. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.